Hello, and welcome to Check It Out with EVPL.
A podcast from your local library.
I'm your host, Darren.
And I'm your host, Alan.
And I'm Ryan. I joined this episode. You guys have to deal with me today.
Yay!
I believe we also have a few other people joining this episode as well. Isn't that right, Ryan?
Yes, I believe. We're joined by a good section of our VolunTeen staff.
We are interviewing several of them, and we're just going to be talking about various things, and we hope you guys enjoy it.
It's going to be a blast. They're full of energy, and I have no idea what they're going to say, so have fun.
So, hello. My name is Ellen, and I'm here with 3 VolunTeens.
Hi, I'm Kaylee, and I'm a volunteer at Red Bank.
Hi, I'm Madeline, and I'm a volunteer at Oakland.
Hi, I'm Sarah, and I'm a volunteer right here at Central.
Okay, so this is fun. We have like a nice little mix here for the different locations. So how are you guys finding your volunteer experience here with the library? How's it been going?
I think it's been great. It's a great introduction to just volunteering in general, and I think it's been pretty awesome.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I like it here. I think it's nice. I've also never had a job before, so I feel like this is like a nice first step into that a little bit, because, you know, you need responsibility, things like that.
So is job experience kind of what brought you here to be a volunteer?
A little bit. I don't know. My mom just was like, you need to do something else with your summer, and I was like, I'll volunteer. And I always loved reading, and I like going to the library, and I don't know, I thought it'd be a good opportunity.
Yeah, I have to have community service hours for school, so that's the main reason that I'm volunteering this year.
I have to volunteer for school also. It's the minimum amount of time that they require is about like 25 hours or something. And it's been pretty okay.
Yeah, I remember when I was in high school, we had to do 10 hours in like a mentorship program. So is it kind of like that for you guys, or is it just general volunteering?
I think it's just general volunteering. They have like a list of approved programs that you can volunteer at, and then you can volunteer there and get your hours in.
So what has it been like since your first day here? Because at the time of recording this, we're starting to get towards the end of summer. So what's changed in that time?
I've grown closer with my supervisor. She's pretty cool. And everything's just been pretty great because I know how to do more stuff now, and I know how they work things at the library there. And I think if I want to become a librarian, then that it's a great experience.
Yeah, I would agree. I know I've especially, like, I know where a lot more stuff is in the library. Like, my dad was wanting to know if there were books on how to learn Spanish the other day, and I was like, oh yeah, it's in this section over here.
I just like looking at the behind-the-scenes stuff, because you don't always see that when you just come here and you check out a book and you leave. But it's nice to see, like, everything and all the people that, like, contribute into working here. It's nice.
Yeah. So is it about what you expected, or did you find out there's, like, a lot more behind-the-scenes stuff than you thought?
I think it's a little bit of both. I had, like, a pretty good idea of what it was going to be like coming into this, but I also learned a lot.
I had no idea that they did craft programs for kids and everything until I was like put in charge of making the craft kits and stuff, and I thought it was really interesting because I had no idea that even happened.
Me either. I didn't know that happened until I helped with this robot program for little kids, and I thought it was really creative, and I didn't know they did that stuff. Yeah, I didn't know they had a robotics program until I was like looking at the robots and like organizing the pieces and stuff.
Yeah, the robots are always a really big hit at all of our locations, so it's cool that you guys got to help out with that. So some of you guys are here because you need the volunteer hours for school. Is there anything else you guys are doing for school, since that will be starting up soon?
Well, all of us are starting our first year of high school.
Ooh.
Which is, yeah, we're all going to be freshmen.
Mm-hmm.
That's different, I guess.
Yeah.
Have you already picked your classes?
None of my classes are final yet. I know I'm doing art, and I haven't done art since elementary school because I've been in band and Spanish, so I haven't had time for it, so I'm excited to, like, get back into doing that.
I've picked my classes for this year, I think, anyway.
Yeah.
I get my schedule next Thursday, I think, so.
Any fun electives on the lineup?
I'm really excited to start taking foreign language, because we've never had that opportunity at my old school, so this is very different for me.
What language are you taking?
French.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I learned French on my own for a little bit, and I was like, okay, I knew like 300 French words, and I could like carry out conversations and stuff, and then I stopped, and I forgot like all of it. But now I'm taking Spanish too.
Yeah, I remember in my middle school, we were required to do 6 weeks a year of Spanish, so no one ever remembered anything.
Yeah.
But then we got to high school and we could choose from Spanish or French. And I thought, well, I don't remember any Spanish, so I guess I can try French. And it was way harder.
Yeah. Spanish is way easier than French, as far as I know.
Yeah.
But I didn't learn a lot of Spanish last year. I passed, but I don't really remember a lot of it.
Kaylee, are you taking any fun electives for your first year in high school?
Yeah, I'm taking art, and I'm also taking French, which I'm excited about.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be pretty awesome.
What about, like, clubs and stuff? Do you guys think you're going to get into any extracurriculars, like sports, or...
I'm already doing sports, because all of my sports in my school start in the summer. So I'm doing soccer, and I'm trying out golf right now, because I've never done that before. But I've been playing soccer since I was in kindergarten, and I really enjoy it.
I've been thinking about doing golf as well. My dad plays golf as sort of like a hobby on the side, and so I was gonna see if I could have him try to teach me some of it.
Yeah, I like it a lot. It's cool. It's like a way different environment than all the other sports I've been in, but I like it.
I'm not really interested in any sports, but golf is pretty cool, honestly.
Have you thought about any non-sport options, like maybe a drama club or
I've been
a dance
thinking
club?
about theater.
Theater?
Yeah.
Same here, actually.
I think it's really cool that, like, a lot of schools now have the ability to do the High School Musical performance. Because when I was in high school, that was, like, just coming out, and so if any school got to do it, it was, like, a super huge deal.
Yeah, I've been thinking about theater for a while, and I was like, I guess I'll just wait till freshman year, and that's what I'm going to do.
Do you think you guys will take any media classes where you could do something like this in school?
I'm not really sure if they offer that, honestly. If they do, I'd love to be a part of it, though. I think that'd be super awesome.
Since all three of you are volunteering at a library, I assume you all like reading?
Yeah. Yeah, I love reading.
Do you guys stick to, like, one genre, or, like,
I feel like
do you kind of get all over the place?
Typically I stick to one genre, but, like, if somebody suggests a book to me and I read it, even if it's not in the genre, then I like it. But usually if I'm looking for myself, then I stick to a certain genre.
Mm-hmm.
I always stick to young adult fantasy novels.
Yeah.
I love them so much.
There's a lot of good fantasy in YA. Do any of you have, like, a favorite book that you've read this summer?
This summer? Honestly, I haven't done as much reading this summer just because I've been so busy, but I started the Divergent series because Hunger Games is my, like, ultimate, like, all-time favorite series. So everyone was suggesting the Divergent to me, and I love it. I'm, like, halfway through the series, and it's so good.
Yeah, that one's pretty, like, the books themselves are pretty long, I think.
Yeah, they're pretty thick.
Yeah,
but if you really like it, I feel like you can get through it. But then I watched the movies, and I don't like the movies as much as the books at all.
I've heard a lot of people say that. I've seen the first movie, and then
the first movie is, like, okay, and then the second one is just, like, it's weird.
Yeah, I think the downfall in the movies happens from there. The books are so much better.
Yeah, the books are great, and the movies are just... It's hard to find movies that are so good, and that are as good as the books.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I really like the Harry Potter movies, and I like the books, too, and same with Hunger Games. But, like, have you watched the Percy Jackson movie?
I think that's another one where I saw the first one and then didn't care enough to see
I saw the first one,
others.
and I didn't care to see the other ones, because they were bad.
Fantasy, end of the world.
Yeah.
Science fiction, fantasy.
Very nice.
End of the world as well.
Yeah. Do you guys have any, like, lesser known books that you think people should be reading from those genres?
I have a standalone that I'd recommend. It's called Caster. I don't know what the author's name is, though, but it's such a good book, and I recommend it to literally everyone that likes YA fantasy novels.
I may have to check that one out, then. What kind of stuff is it about? Like, is it its own made-up kingdom? Is it set, like...
It is its own made-up kingdom. It's just all about magic, and you can it just immerses you in this whole other world of just amazing things. And it's about this person that just goes, and there are casters.
There's like magic casters?
Yes.
Okay.
Casting magic is actually illegal in that world, so it just causes a whole bunch of problems. And, yeah.
Yeah, that's any book that has, like, really good world building, especially around magic, something that I definitely love to read. And do you guys ever, when you're reading books, like, make custom playlists for the books you're reading? No?
No.
No? You guys said you wanted to talk about music and you don't make custom playlists.
No.
I make custom playlists for other things. It's just never been about books.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. One of my favorite things to do when I start a new book is to look up on like Spotify. A lot of people will make playlists specifically for like a book or a series, and it's so great to have in the background because it really helps you kind of get into that world. So what kind of music do you listen to then?
Me personally, I've been on like a Taylor Swift, like that's what I've been listening to a lot.
Yeah, all of her re-release stuff.
Yeah. When she came out with like all of her Taylor version stuff, then I kind of like got back into it. And yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've listened to a lot of those. Is it like really different from the originals?
I mean, it's pretty much the same. It's just like hers, you know? But it's just all really good. She has a lot of different stuff, and I really like to listen to it.
Yeah, she does really cover a lot of styles.
Yeah. I feel like there's usually something for everyone.
Kaylee, what kind of music do you like?
My music taste is kind of everywhere, but I've been listening to a lot of AJR and Glass Animals recently.
AJR is one of my favorite bands right now.
Oh my god, same.
Yeah, I listen to a lot of old music, and everyone always messes with me about it, and it's hilarious. They always tell me I have the same music taste as their dads, and I'm not even going to deny it because it's exactly true.
So when you say old music, do you mean like 90s, 80s, 60s?
I love 80s music.
Same, 70s
Yeah.
and 80s.
Yeah.
Is the perfect.
I think that's like
spot.
where music hit its peak for a while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
I also recommend Marina and the Diamonds. I'm not sure if I already said that, but she's so good. I recommend it 100%.
Yeah. She's definitely a good one. And then for like the 70s and 80s, do you guys like do the pop scene or the grunge scene?
A little bit of both.
Yeah.
A lot of
bit of
both.
both.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite oldies artist?
Honestly, mine is Motley Crue and will forever be. And I don't know, I don't even listen to that much hard metal or anything like that. But that's like the only band that I listen to like that. And it's for some reason my favorite.
Any closing thoughts on the library or school or summer or books or music?
One last recommendation, read the Red Queen series by Victoria Aveyard.
I've heard good things about that
Yeah,
one.
I've heard good things too.
Well, it's been great chatting with you guys.
Yeah,
I'm
me too.
glad
Me too.
everyone still likes 80s music because I'm a fan of 80s
It's
music.
so good.
Yeah.
How can you not?
Yeah. And I love hearing recommendations. So we're going to wrap it up there and let some others take over.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, it's Aaron again.
Hi, I'm Ryan.
And we are joined once again by two of our VolunTeens.
I'm Mallory.
I'm Josh.
Welcome, both of you. So how's the summer program been going?
It's pretty good.
How about you, Josh? How's the summer program going?
It's been a lot of fun.
So what all do they have you currently doing?
I've done a lot of scanning things to put them online.
Oh, yeah. Like the different items we have in our collection and stuff.
Yeah.
We're always growing our collection. That's one of the big initiatives that EVPL has.
So what else have you been working on this summer?
Well, I've been doing a lot of behind the scenes work.
Okay.
Like what?
Like, I work on, like, getting programs ready, or, like, get-togethers. Like, sometimes I'd, like, cut stuff for, like, parties, or, like, get those ready. And then sometimes I'd check out movies from the library that haven't been checked out as much as they should.
Very cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, we have a ton of programs going on, and we're always needing help with stuff like that because there's a lot of pieces that have to come together to really put on something at EVPL.
Yes, so that's why you guys have been very invaluable for us this summer.
Yes, help out a lot because summer is our busiest time of year. Lots of stuff going on.
Yeah. So Josh, was there anything else you were working on?
I was sitting at the summer reading table a lot where I would hand out summer reading.
Yeah, pamphlets.
Yeah.
Pamphlets.
Down in the lobby at Central. Yeah, we've got that going on. Overall, people been pretty excited about it.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So we want to hear. Yeah, my guy, I work in outreach, and we go out and we bring those same supplies. And yeah, overall, I mean, it seems like people are enjoying the summer reading program.
Oh, absolutely.
I know some of our staff have won the internal thing that we have going on because staff are not allowed to compete against patrons, or not, I guess not compete, but participate in the same.
I was saying, what are you talking about? Compete?
I got to read the most books, Aaron. It's a competition.
What about you two? Have you been reading some books this summer?
I have. I just read a series of 7 books in this month. Last month.
Oh, which series was that?
It's kind of like a graphic novel, but it's like in text messages. Like,
Oh,
I've seen
okay.
Some of those are really cool.
What about you, Josh?
Yeah, I've been reading a book called Spirit Hunters. It's kind of like a horror book, but more like, it's kind of like a horror Harry Potter book.
He said the magic word.
He
said
did
horror.
horror and Harry Potter.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
He had both of the buzzwords for
yeah,
me.
he did. Yeah.
We're doing an entire episode, actually 2 episodes
On
about
horror,
genre in October, because that's the spooky month. It's been decided.
Yes. So outside of the VolunTeens, what other things do you guys enjoy doing?
Well, I do enjoy playing with my 2 animals. I have a dog and a cat. And then I also go swimming a lot with my friends. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
I'm in a high school marching band, and so I just got done with a week of marching fundamentals, and so that was a lot of fun. I also have 2 animals at home.
Very cool. I just kind of want to ask a question about marching band. Do they have you outdoors during all of this weather?
Yeah, it's in the morning and in the afternoon you're
Okay.
outside. In the heat of the day, we're inside because it's like 12 hours and they don't want us to go over.
Yeah.
Very much.
Because I remember back in the days, like the summer band camps were the most grueling thing I've ever done. It was like 12 hours.
Yeah.
And, with he index supposed to get up to like 110 this week.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Probably shouldn't be outside too much.
Did they make you wear the whole get up during practice?
No.
Oh,
That's
thank
good.
goodness.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it sounds like we all have something in common because I have some animals. You have some animals there, and our
Correctamundo.
2 guests do. So I think we may be talking about that. Let's just go around the table and find out what kind of animals you have, names, and just give a little specifics about them. You want to start, Aaron?
I will. So I currently have 2 cats and 1 dog. The dog is she's diabetic, so she requires insulin, a lot of care, and, she's pretty cool. And then our 2 cat, her name is Enjoy, and then our 2 cats, we have, Luca and the other one whose name is Fluffers, but her full given name is Fluffers McFluffin stuff.
Very important.
Very important. Very important distinction.
How about you, Mallory?
I have a dog and a cat. My dog's name is Louie. He is a mutt, but we gave him a DNA test, and it turns out he's pit bull, husky, beagle, and chihuahua.
Has quite the mix.
That is,
Yeah. And then I have my cat Daphne. She's kind of private. She doesn't like people very much.
Okay.
She likes me, but no one else.
Well, that's important. That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, she hides downstairs a lot, but I'm the one who usually feeds her, so she likes me the most.
Mm-hmm. Any particular significance behind their names?
Well, we kept my cat's name Daphne because they had the whole Scooby-Doo names at the pet shelter, and actually Daphne and Velma were twins, so we thought we got Daphne, but we accidentally got Velma. But that's okay, we still call her Daphne.
Nice.
And then for my dog, we wanted to give him kind of like an older man name. We like the older names. So we had a list down, and then he was kind of unnamed for like the first hour of having him. So, and then we had the whole list, and we just kind of narrowed it down to what he looks like. So we decided to call him Louie.
Excellent. That was a wonderful story.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
How about you, Josh?
I have 2 dogs. I have an Aussie Doodle, and we're not really sure what my other one is. She looks a lot like a pig. She's like a pig with a lot of white hair with a very dog head. It's really odd. But
You sure you don't have like a chimera or something going on there?
Yeah.
2 species.
Yeah.
Are we doing that yet?
I'm sure it's out there somewhere.
and so my dog, she is the craziest thing because she's either running around everywhere or she's asleep. And she thinks she's a human, and so she likes to sleep on the pillow of the bed. So that's really annoying because she's not a small dog, and she doesn't like to move once she's in bed.
So will she put her head on the pillow like a person, or does she sleep on the whole pillow?
She just sleeps on the whole pillow.
Is it any particular bed? Has she chosen and claimed one, or is it everybody equally?
Mainly my parents.
Okay. That's
Okay.
nice. She's letting you get some sleep.
But then my other dog, she likes me, which it's a debate if she likes me or my dad the most, because I think she likes me the most. But she just sleeps on the foot of the bed, which is nice, and she's not in the way, and then she'll let you know when she needs to go to the bathroom because she will scratch your face.
Well, she's got to go. So
I have 3 dogs. They're all the same breed. They're all Shih Tzus, and they're actually all from the same breeder. The 2 oldest ones I have, Evie and Jasper, they're both 11 and a half. So they're getting up there in years. But they're brother and sister. And then our youngest one is almost 2 years old. That's Luna. And she's from the same breeder, but obviously different parents. And they get along pretty well. It took some getting used to because obviously when we got the new puppy, the dogs were like 10, pretty well established in their ways, and we hadn't moved or anything. So it was a big change, but it was really fun to watch.
what was it like? How was it like the first like several weeks of that?
Evie, my older female, she just wanted absolutely nothing to do with her. Anytime she was near her, she'd just like jump up somewhere. Cause we got Luna whenever she was 8 weeks, and she was probably like 4 pounds, and they can't jump on anything at that point. So the older dogs would just, elevation was the key to stay away from that little furry monster. That only lasted like 3 months, and then she learned, like we saw her jump on the couch for the first time, and me and my wife were just like, oh no. Because, that breed, she can access everything. So then we had to go around the house puppy proofing it, and that was super fun. But they've been together now for a little over a year and a half, I think. And they've grown. Like we've caught them all sleeping in the same bed. It's adorable. We have a little puppy cam. We moved into a new house, which they all adjusted to really well, and we have their own special little room that they have that we lock them in. I call it doggy jail. My wife's not a fan of that name for some reason because I yell "go to jail" and I kick them in there and call them prisoners. But
it's puppy refinement center. Yeah.
Rehabilitation. We're not jailing them. We're rehabilitating them.
It's just a timeout.
It's just a timeout. Yeah.
Just a timeout for most days. No, it's not a punishment, but the key to that is trying to make sure that it's their space, that they're comfortable in. It's similar to whenever you crate a dog. I don't know if you guys have ever experienced that, but you make it their home essentially.
Yes, because we do have to create Anna. Like Anna is a foster basically. We just got her a couple years ago, and we found out quickly she does not like other animals being around her, and since she's blind, she immediately goes on the attack. So we have to keep the cat safe. So we do keep her in a kennel, when we're not able to give her 110% attention.
And I mean, there's a significant age group between us and our VolunTeens. So I'd like to actually kind of ask you guys, did you guys get to pick out your own pets?
So yeah, I got to pick up my cat, and then my dog was a surprise. So I didn't know I was getting a dog.
Cool. And how'd that go?
Well, I was extremely tired because I just got home from a really long road trip to my grandma's.
Mm-hmm.
So I slept in the car, and then I was like, is that my dog, or am I seeing things?
Why is there a dog in here? Oh, it's yours.
And then my stepdad took a video of me getting there with my dog, and he was just a little baby. He's 1.5 now, but he's significantly grown. He had little eyebrows when he was little, so when he heard the door open and close, he'd raise his eyebrows a little and look around. But it was really cute.
So whenever you get new pets, what's typically the responsibilities in the household? Do you have a lot of chores to do, or is it more all on your parents?
Well, I mean, we all have to kind of help work to potty train him, which he is now. And then I have taught him lots of tricks on his free time. I taught him how to dance.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yes, you have
skill.
to. Yeah.
And then sometimes we race down the hallway and he does a victory dance. Mm-hmm. He's really good at that, actually. He always wins, though. He's kind of a sore winner.
He's showboating.
So, do you have any plans to get any more pets?
I'm trying to get another dog, but I don't know how that'll go. Because my dog and my cat don't get along very well, because my dog tries to, play with my cat, and my cat doesn't want any of it.
Pretty
so
common.
Typical, yeah.
Yeah, pretty common reaction. We were thinking about getting a cat, and that was the main stopper, is that she's not going to like our puppy at all. So, Josh, how about for you with getting new animals and training them and all that stuff?
Well, you obviously try to push it all on your parents
Yeah.
because it is a lot of responsibility. But really, now I just feed them in the morning, if I remember, and let them out when they need to.
Okay.
But training them is hard.
Just constant repetition over and over again. They've done it 100 times and they need to do it 100 more.
Yeah.
What's bad about my dog is she has a 1 in a million disease where her body doesn't make enzymes to break down food.
Mm-hmm.
And so we need to put special powder on her food so she can digest it, which means we can't train her with treats.
Oh.
But luckily we found this out like after she was semi-trained.
Mm-hmm.
So at this point we use ice.
Very cool.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of several dogs that enjoy ice. I know Katie's dog loves ice. I've seen her eat it multiple times.
Yeah. Do they like to chase the ice if you put it on the ground, like and throw it?
Yeah, although sometimes when it's like hot, they can't find it because it just melts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a limited time treat.
And then they're just like, why are you doing this to me?
My dog kicks the ice around the room. And then sometimes, like, when he was a little baby, I had to, like, put a treat on the floor when he was on the couch to try to get him to jump off the couch because he was too scared to jump off the couch. He's scared of a lot of things. He's scared of, like, kitchen tongs. So I just go around the room, like, snapping him around, and he'd run away. He's also scared of Gatorade bottles.
You seem like you're mean to your dog.
That could be a factor.
It's a healthy,
It's
it's part of training.
She's toughening him up.
Yeah.
To not be scared of
character.
Gatorade bottles.
There you go. Yeah. Because the Gatorade bottles are going to take over here
Mhm.
soon. So
I know.
she's getting him ready.
Oh, yeah.
One of my dogs actually has an issue with water bottles, and we don't know why. Like, if you place a water bottle near him, he won't like freak out, but he'll move to another location away from the bottle.
He'll just
So then-
slowly move while like eyeballing it the whole time.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And I have occasionally like just moved them in until he was surrounded. And he was just not having it. It was a good afternoon.
My dog's also
Pretty
scared of shopping carts.
Well, that's a healthy fear because shopping carts are pretty evil.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're coming
because
for you.
apparently when like we dropped something in there, it was too loud for him, and he almost no, he did run away. He ran away in the store, but we caught him. He just ran to like 5 aisles though.
Your dog is afraid of really random things.
Yeah, he's also scared of the baby gate we put by the stairs, so that he doesn't go down there because that's where my cat goes.
Mhm.
Mm.
And-
He's afraid of the cat.
I mean, sometimes when she tries to scratch him,
Mhm.
but he also eats her food, so he's not allowed down there anymore. My dog acts like a princess, and then, sometimes when I go to school and I make myself a pancake to eat in the car, I have to make him a pancake too.
You make yourself a pancake, like full.
No, I put it in the
on-
microwave.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah. Yes, Ryan. Come on. There's microwaves.
well,
How do you make yourself one pancake?
Yeah, that's
That's-
true.
that-
Every
that's
time
a good
I make
point,
pancakes,
yeah.
it's like 12 of them.
Yeah,
we
I
just
make-
had this discussion now. I love cooking for large groups.
Yeah, I make my dog a pancake, and then when he's trying to sleep, if we talk too loud or the TV's too loud, he'll groan at us.
He's like, guys, turn it down. All right.
Sounds like an old
Get
man.
better hearing or something.
Well, sleep is important. And he realizes that. So,
I mean, he sleeps like 15 of the 24 hours of the day.
well, yeah, because he can. So,
he
has
has
no
the
life.
option.
yeah, he has the option.
Would
Yeah.
you if you could?
No, because I
No.
couldn't play on my phone.
Only there's a way we could access our phones in our sleep.
I know,
No.
that's what I'm saying.
Do you think your dog would play on its phone if they could?
Duh. He'd be scrolling on Instagram. He's a young thug. He'd be scrolling on Instagram, taking pictures by his Ferrari and all that stuff. Because he'd be a content creator, social media life.
But this is also the one you described as a princess too, right?
It's terrified of everything.
Yeah, that's
But he gets a monthly subscription of like a bark box. It has like toys and treats and stuff. And one time he got like a card shark. It was like a shark. And then he got dollar bills. So ever since then, I call him a young thug. He's living
excellent.
the gangster life.
Oh, definitely.
Definitely. All
Can
right.
we wrap it up?
Yeah. So, all right. Well, Josh Mallory, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
It was our pleasure.
And thank you very much for being part of the VolunTeen program. You guys are doing a lot of great work around EVPL, and we appreciate it.
It's fun.
Hi everyone, it's Caitlin and Lily.
Yes.
You guys should do it.
All right. So for our next session, we have two more Volunteens. We have Caitlin and Lily joining us. How are you today?
I'm good.
I'm good.
All right.
How are
And
you guys?
I'm doing excellent. Thank you for asking. I could use some caffeine. A little bit slow going this morning, but I think we'll be okay. And now we have Ellen with us today.
Hey guys.
And we are just going to be talking about what it means to be a Volunteen with our two people here, Caitlin and Lily. So let's just go ahead and get started. What got you into the program in the first place?
Well, I needed hours plus I do other volunteer stuff,
Mhm.
but this was in the air conditioning, and I also like libraries. So
Good choices. And the hours are for your school. They require those.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay, how about you, Caitlin?
I needed the hours, and also I thought that it would be like a fun experience and stuff, and a lot different from all the other volunteering opportunities I've done.
So how disappointed are you right now about that?
I'm actually not,
Okay.
because I'm on a podcast right now. So
That is a little different. I don't think you're going to be doing that with some of the other opportunities there. Which, by the way, did they have like a list of things for you to choose from? Or did you kind of have to go out in the community and find it yourself?
It's kind of on like a board.
yeah, or you can also like go out and just kind of like find something
Yeah.
and talk with the person who's like in charge of the community service.
So were there any other options you guys were considering? What did the library beat out?
I actually like this the best out of everything I've done.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
I had to make YouTube videos too, so
Okay, so besides doing the podcast, what do they have you doing around the library currently?
I helped with dance parties
ooh.
with little kids. Yeah.
Those are always really popular.
Always a lot of energy, too.
Yeah, that was like the same with the robotics camp that I helped out with. There was like a lot of energy there, and they had the robots. They were like running all over the place and having them like sword fight and stuff. And
I'll be honest with you, I also play with robots in my office. There's a lot of robots going on in the library.
I don't get to play with robots.
I just... do they not have robots in McCullough?
No, so Caitlin, you actually helped with the robot programs
Yeah.
at McCullough. I just wasn't involved with that one.
So you're working in a library. We're obviously surrounded by books.
Yes.
Are there any particular good ones that you saw on the shelves, or anything you want to talk about with books?
I like The Book Thief.
Okay.
The Book Thief is amazing.
Yes.
what's it about?
Okay, so I'm not fully into the book. It's based off of like Death's perspective or point of
Yeah.
view. And there's like, I think what I especially like about the book is, I don't want to give anything away for
Mhm.
people who haven't read it, but like, there's like little side notes in the chapters.
Yeah,
Interesting.
it's really good. It's set during like World War II, but it's
Mhm.
not like a battlefront kind of
Yeah.
book. It's more about like the home life
Yes.
of people.
I would recommend Circe by Madeline Miller. I like that it goes more into her perspective, because for school we read the Odyssey, but they just kind of like portray her as this evil goddess who's not very good or anything, but then it talks more about like why she does certain things and gives her side of the story.
All right, I'm going to need a refresher, though. She's the one on the island that turns people into animals?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember reading the Odyssey in high school, and I remember really not liking it.
I don't like it either.
We had to annotate the whole thing too, which sucked.
Mhm.
And then we had to write like an essay on top of that. And
Yeah, I feel like it's one of those things, though, like, once you know a little bit about it by reading it in high school, like you said, Circe really goes into other
Yeah.
aspects, and you kind of get a better appreciation for it that
Yeah.
way.
My high school experience with the Odyssey was watching the Wishbone special. So that was awesome. If you've never seen a dog fire a bow and arrow through like 7 axes lined up, it's pretty cool. He gets the girl at the end.
Of course he does. He's Wishbone.
He is. He's a handsome feller. Are there any other books that you're currently reading, or that you have recently read, or you're going to have to read?
Okay, I have it on my bookshelf, but I kind of want to read We Were Liars. It's on my to-be-read list.
oh, I
Yeah.
think I've heard of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, E. Lockhart is a great author.
Mhm.
I haven't read that one by her, but I remember reading The Disreputable History of Frankie Landau Banks, which is like a boarding school story, and it deals with like a girl trying to get into like an all-boys secret society, which I really like.
Whenever I was little, I really liked the Stuart Gibbs books, and you can check those out at the library, like the Space Case series, the Spy School series, Fun Jungle. I don't know if you've read those. or
No.
not, but they were like
not.
really popular at my school, and I kind of just liked them because they're really funny, and the adults would always kind of fail. Like the adult spies would fail, while the kids were the ones who were like pretty much controlling everything and were like carrying the team on their backs.
Yeah, if you like that, you might want to check out some of Allie Carter's
Oh
books.
yeah, I read those, like High Society.
Yeah, because she also has one that is, I believe, a 6-book series of like an all-girl spy school. So those are really fun reads.
Yeah.
I've read a lot of Magic Tree House and I Survived when I was younger.
Oh yeah.
Those are classics. I think it was Goosebumps back in our day.
Oh yeah, we read those too.
Yeah, it was some Goosebumps. I never got into those as much because I think they were just a bit too creepy for me. But I did a lot of like fantasy. I remember really liking the Spiderwick Chronicles. Did you ever read those ones?
No, actually, I didn't get into fantasy until it was really weird because I read like their very juvenile stuff, like Goosebumps and things.
Mhm.
And then like 7th grade came around, and I jumped from that to like The Lord of the Rings, and just took a dive because my oldest brother is 7 years older than me, and I was like getting his old books.
Mhm.
So it was a very drastic jump, and then I've been a fantasy fan ever since. But that the first time I read that series, it took me a solid year.
Do you remember the Goosebumps show from like the 90s? Those are so just interesting. But the episodes that always like scare me were the ones with Slappy, the dummy. Those would like bother me. I didn't like whenever they like jump down from the ceiling.
So I don't know if there's still Slappy books being written or if we're just reordering old ones, but we have been receiving a ton of new Slappy books. So that's definitely something you can find still.
Back in the day, I want to say there was like 2 other shows that were on the same time as the Goosebumps show. My wife was talking, I think it's called Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Oh, yes, I loved Are You Afraid of the Dark?
That's the one she always raves about. But it's very similar, I believe.
What are your favorite shows right now that you've been watching?
Well, I just recently got done with the first season of Our Flag Means Death on HBO. It's fantastic.
What's it about?
Pirates and what happens at sea, I guess.
I haven't seen it.
That's surprising, Ella.
Yeah,
This
Ryan's
is like
looking
right
at
up your
me.
alley. I feel
Ryan's
like.
looking at me like, of course you would have seen this.
Yeah,
I don't.
okay,
Yeah.
it's like perfect. So it follows loosely the story of I don't know if this is the actual historical name, Stede Bonnet, but he's a high society like aristocrat in the 1800s that decides that he doesn't want to be a aristocrat anymore. He wants to be a pirate, so then he just goes and buys a ship, hires a crew, and he's the gentleman pirate. And then it starts from there, and then it just gets really wacky. He meets Blackbeard eventually, and they form a friendship of sorts. But I highly recommend it. It's only like 10 episodes. It is mature though, so just a warning.
I watched the newest season of Stranger Things, so season 4. So have you guys both seen that?
Yes.
Ryan, have you seen that?
I have not yet.
Like half?
Yeah, I can't handle like sitting down for that long because the episodes are like 2 hours.
Oh,
hour and a half.
Yeah.
I have to split it up.
Yeah, we were amazed when we started watching it, and it's like we got halfway through, and it's like, oh, there's a whole nother hour of this episode alone. But I really like it, of course, because of the D&D aspect.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have theories that the next season is going to be based around like a really famous D&D vampire named Strahd, which I've played some games where he's like the main bad guy you fight, and I think you could do a lot of really fun things with that.
Isn't Riverdale also kind of about D&D? Like there's a D&D part in Riverdale.
That's another one I haven't seen. But I do know Riverdale gets like really dark.
Yeah, Riverdale took like a dark turn. Like every season, it just completely like. Have you seen Riverdale?
No, I haven't.
Dang.
I will put it on the list.
Okay, I've only watched like 2 seasons, but I've watched Gilmore Girls, and I'm currently watching Young Sheldon.
Oh, I used to watch like both those all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen about half of Gilmore Girls. I think that's where I left off. I left off when Rory was starting to go to college.
Oh.
So that's the last bit that I remember, but I loved all of it, and I really need to watch the rest.
Who's the best boyfriend out of Rory's boyfriends?
Like Will I Am. She's only had like 2 of them.
Yeah.
I don't know his name though.
Is it Jess, Dean, or
It's the other one.
oh Logan?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wait, who's Logan?
He's not from like Yale, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay, so I have that to look forward to. Yeah, because I know Jess and Dean, and I always like Dean because I just like Jared Padalecki, the actor,
Yeah.
because he's in Supernatural.
I've seen that show, but that's all. That's all I got. I love Supernatural. It's
But
good
you
stuff.
haven't seen Gilmore Girls?
I have not, unfortunately.
A lot of Supernatural fans like to point out that Jared Padalecki played a character named Dean, which is his brother's name in
Yes.
Supernatural.
Yeah.
And he also works at, like, Moose's grocery store.
Nice.
I never really watched a lot of Supernatural, but I remember like the Scooby-Doo Supernatural episode. I think I watched that one.
I mean, they've been running for what, like 17 seasons so far?
Well, they're done.
Okay.
Like, they actually had their finale. But yeah, I think 15, maybe? I don't know if they made it all the way to 17.
It was a lot, and kudos to them. But yeah, with that many episodes, it goes all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
I think my sister watched like the entire thing.
Mm-hmm. I've seen most of it. I still need to see the last couple seasons.
Yeah.
We actually have someone who works here that has watched the entirety of One Piece, which is like 1,100 episodes so far and going. And he's trying to get me into it, and no.
How long did it take him to do that?
I mean, several years. Just like here and there. I don't think he binged it. I don't think you could binge it, because apparently there is no filler episodes, according to him. He's got a conspiracy theory, but...
Yeah, I also just find anime hard to binge because it's so wacky so much of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, the hardest binge I did was the Naruto, because there's so many flashbacks. So if you're binging it, you're literally just watching what you watched like 20 minutes ago. It's rough.
I don't watch anime. I don't like unless Pokemon counts as an anime.
Pokemon definitely counts.
Okay, then I've watched Pokemon.
It's good stuff.
I've only watched like a couple shows, but not that much.
Mm.
It's like really hard for me to binge things. Like I watched The Vampire Diaries, which is kind of like a little bit. It's kind of cringy a little bit sometimes, but that took me like years to watch.
I've watched a couple of episodes of like I think it's called Once Upon a Time or something.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, the fairy tale one,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
No, that's like that's Disney that is behind that one, or
I think it's one of Disney's various other companies.
Ah.
But they just cover like a bunch of different fairy tales, so it does cover like a lot of Disney stories.
Gotcha. We were just me and my friends last night. We were ranking Disney villains for like 3 hours, because that's what 4 men in their 30s do, apparently.
Who did you decide is the like most evil?
I think we were mainly going by their impact and like just how good of a villain they were.
Mm-hmm.
And the only 3 that made the top tier were Gaston, Scar, and the evil queen from Snow White.
Mm-hmm.
And then everyone else was below them.
Yeah, those 3 are pretty just straight up bad.
Yeah.
Like, they don't really have redeeming qualities.
I mean, Gaston's got a beautiful voice, but that's about it. He's a terrible, terrible person.
Doesn't he just eat like 20 million eggs? Like that's all I remember. He just like eats 20 million eggs.
Yeah, isn't it? I think 4 dozen is the line from the song.
When he was a lad.
Oh, okay. How many is it now that he's an adult?
Ooh, I'm blanking. Let's go with 5.
Okay. But yeah, that's what makes him so large and muscly, apparently, is eating
eggs.
That's so many.
Does he eat them raw or like?
I mean, I think in the cartoon he eats them with a shell on, like a madman.
Yeah. Maybe that helps with his bones, because I know there's a lot of calcium in eggshells.
We are not endorsing eating raw eggs with shell on. It's a bad idea.
Yeah.
Well, I got rambling there for a bit, but this was really fun. We enjoyed having you two, Lily and Caitlin. Thank you for joining us, and thanks so much for being part of the VolunTeen program, which happens every summer, and you can always just contact the library and kind of figure out how to get into it.
So hopefully we'll see you guys next summer.
Yeah,
yes, definitely.
And if you want to volunteer for the library, you can come meet them too.
And aren't there like some meetings in the fall too that you can go to on Tuesdays?
Yes, we are working at McCullough on Teen Tuesdays. You can find more information about that on our website or by giving us a call.
All right, thanks. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.